everyone becomes stuck in life. So obviously you become stuck in business as well. You hit roadblocks and you're like, how do I get around? And a lot of people will ultimately decide that they're going to quit. And I'm always like, don't quit. It's just like a relationship. Don't just get a divorce. We gotta just try some different things. Welcome to This Beautiful Struggle.
I'm excited about it.
We finally have gotten to a point where we're just ready to share unfiltered our lives. Infertility is tough. Adoption is tough. But then even talking about like me losing my dad, you losing your mom within a couple of years of each other, our kids losing grandparents, your career and my career, and then making the ultimate decision to move to Nevada and what that looks like, moving away from all of your friends and family and all of those things.
Hopefully people can resonate with our story and just letting people know that they're not alone.
It's not the norm, and infertility is something that people don't ever want to talk about. Our family is such a hot mess, Express. I mean, this is just what it is, right? Like, yes. We don't have to front anymore.
It's been a long time coming.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to This Beautiful Struggle. I'm Erin, and today, KC is not here with me. It's just me and all about me, which is a little weird for me. I'm not going to lie, because I don't know, just a little different than what I'm used to, I guess, because we've been doing this together. But it'll be nice to just dive into, I feel like Erin has a lot of layers. I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions, and not in any bad way about who I am, but like, hopefully through this episode, you'll get to know me a little bit better. So I am, and you've heard this in previous episodes, born and raised Oakland, California. I have 2 sisters, and I am the middle child, and it has always been so interesting being the middle child. I have read on middle child syndrome, and it is a thing. People will be like, it's not a thing, but generally the people who say it's not a thing are not middle children. So how can you speak on something that you know nothing about, or that does not apply to you? So I think I had a great upbringing. I can't say anything bad there. I think me being a middle child, though, has caused me to struggle in several aspects of my life. And one of those places is really, I feel like I've struggled to like find my place in my family dynamic, which is a little bit weird. Close to my sisters, close to the kids, love my nieces and nephews, but I still, even today, as an adult, I feel like I still struggle with some of the same. I just have an issue with not an issue, but I struggle with some of the same things that I struggled with when I was younger about finding my place. And for some of you, you might be like, that's so weird, because I don't know you in that way. But, we all have I don't want to say skeletons in the closet, but we do. But this is something that has always affected me. I'm someone naturally who I think comes across to others that I just exude confidence, and I have a lot of confidence. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I am always in my head. I am constantly second guessing myself. I suffer from imposter syndrome, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, am I good enough? Am I this? Am I that? And I think that's just natural. Fun fact about me is, most people, if you know me, I have ADD. So I was diagnosed with ADD when I was 19. After struggling, I feel like for a large part of my childhood, but when I was a child, ADD wasn't being diagnosed the way that it is being diagnosed now. And so I feel like now most people have ADD. Seeing Kaylin has ADHD, and seeing her kind of go through life at times, I'm like, I totally get it, Kaylin. Like, your mom gets it. I'm in your brain. So I think that I have had a lot of challenges, also just in life, in business, in school, in relationships, in family, in my marriage, and all of that. And then my ADD just makes, I don't know, I guess it makes everything more fun. But I always get the question, who is Erin? So, of course, I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a business owner. I love people. I'm someone who loves people. I love to build communities around me no matter where I'm at. That is something that I have always done. People always say that, and I will say yes. I love to build community because I love to build spaces where everyone can find support. That's really important for me. It's so funny that I sit here and I say, oh, I'm a wife, I'm this, because before I got married, I had been through some like tough relationships and breakups. And when I got married, I was 30 years old, and the majority of my close friends had already been married, had already started having kids. And I felt like that was a struggle for me because, again, I felt left out. I felt like just, I don't know, I didn't fit. I didn't fit the mold. Like, why I got caught in that? Why me? And like all of those things. But yeah, so here I am now, married and happily married, I will say. My husband is amazing, as you guys probably know and have watched him here. We have such an interesting dynamic, but I honestly couldn't imagine having a better partner, someone who really balances me out, which I think is important. I definitely think that marriage is one of those, it can be one of those fairy tales, and it should be that you and your spouse have that relationship where you are truly best friends. And I can say that Casey is truly my best friend. He is my sounding board. He will always let me have the things that I want. He will always find a way for me to get the things that I want. I need to start asking for more things because he always, even if he says no, he'll find a way to make it happen later. And so marriage has been a great ride. It hasn't always been easy, but it has been great. Obviously, if you've listened before, you know that I've really struggled in my infertility journey. And I think I've just now got into a place that I've just accepted it. It is what it is. People ask me all of the times, like, oh, if you were to get pregnant and like, would you be happy? Well, of course I would be happy. And I've been pregnant, miscarried and stuff like that. But I really do just enjoy being a mom. I enjoy raising two girls. I always wanted boys, and I ended up with two girls. So it's just funny. They say when you make plans, God laughs. God laughs because he's like, you're not getting boys, you're getting girls. And girls are fun, but they're a lot of work. But I have really enjoyed being a girl mom. And I'm not saying anything about the way that I was raised. I love my mom. I think she's done a fantastic job. But you know, like naturally you're like, okay, I'm going to be this way with my kids. And it usually fulfills something that you didn't have when you were a kid, right? And so it's been fun to navigate having a teenager and having conversation when she went into middle school about drugs and would you take candy from a kid that you don't know, and like just these conversations that are super important for you to have. And so it's been really nice to navigate that. Me and Kaylin have the relationship where she will come to me and talk to me about boys that she likes. She won't tell her dad anything, but she'll come to me. She'll tell me all her little secrets, or we'll be at school and I'll be like, oh, he's cute. And she'll be like, he is cute. I like him. And I'm like, oh my God, you should wear this. You should do your hair like this. And I mean, it's all fun and games, right? Because she's 13. Like, I'm not serious. I don't want her to have a boyfriend, but I want her to feel comfortable coming to me as her mom. And so it's honestly been great to navigate motherhood. And then entrepreneurship, and like really, I think it's so important. Like we grew up, when I was younger, it's like you grow up, you graduate from high school, you go to college, you get your degree, and then you figure out life from there. And I'm someone who's such a realist and I've told my kids, like, you don't have to go to college. You don't have to go to a university. You can go to a trade school. You can start a business. I will tell people all of the time, like, we just paid off my student loan debt. Literally, I am 43 years old and went to college and graduated from college in 2005. And we just paid off my student loan debt in like 2023. So I'm not a fan of just acquiring debt to say that you have a degree, right? Especially if it's not something that you're going to use. And so it's been really nice to just navigate conversations like that and say, both my girls want to be self-employed. And so I'm like, do it. You know what I mean? You just have to have a plan after high school. And so that's not anything that I felt like my mom would tell me. My mom and my dad like had the expectation that I was going to go to college. And I did that, and I got my degree, and I used my degree to this day and age in my career. So it worked out for me, but there's so many people who just have so much student loan debt. They don't use their degree. It's not worth it. I've been fortunate enough when I first graduated from college, entered the corporate world. I was not using my degree. I worked in management. I have a communications degree with a journalism and a business marketing option. But now here I am, almost 20 years later, and I'm 100% using my degree. I'm a business communication strategist. And what that means is I help small business owners communicate with their target audience. And so just to further expand on that, I think one, you have a ton of business owners right now whose businesses are either thriving or not. And one of the biggest reasons why your business starts to either plateau or, well, for a lot of reasons, economically, our economic downturn is huge for that. But with that being said, I think a lot of business owners struggle sometimes to really communicate with their target audience. So I sit with you and I come up with strategies to really help you communicate with them ultimately. So it has been nice for everything to come full circle. I love what I do, love what I do. And I think a big part of that is just sitting on the phone with the client who maybe, either hasn't started their business, but knows this is what I want to do. I have no idea how to get this started. I have no idea where to start, where to go, how to do X, Y, Z. So I really enjoy just teaching business owners how to be business owners and getting their business off the ground, running from the beginning, branding everything. And then I love to help business owners that are stuck. Everyone becomes stuck in life. So obviously you become stuck in business as well. You hit roadblocks and you're like, how do I get around? And a lot of people will ultimately decide that they're going to quit. And I'm always like, don't quit. It's just like a relationship. Don't just get a divorce. We gotta just try some different things. And so for a lot of people, I'm like their business therapist. I have clients who just see me on a monthly basis and they just want to bounce ideas off of me. My brain is an AD brain, right? So it is constantly moving and I'm constantly thinking of new ideas, and I do the research and I do a lot of market research and I see what's out there in your industry and what's missing. I'm all about finding and creating new trends and things like that. But I really love what I do. I work with business owners, men and women, but I definitely have, my niche is women in business for sure. And so, so if you ever need any business help, please reach out. Erin Carter Consulting. We also offer virtual assisting services as well. So this day and age is really expensive to hire an employee, but you can hire Erin Carter Consulting. We can be your virtual assistant, and it is way cheaper. You don't have to pay unemployment, all those things that workers' comp that you would have to pay to an employee. You don't have to pay us. So reach out to me if you're ever interested in that or in my services. I would love to help you out. So if you've heard the previous episodes, I do a lot. I run an organization called Ladies of Las Vegas for women in business. So if you are in Las Vegas and you are a woman in business, you definitely want to be a part of Ladies of Las Vegas. It's an amazing organization. I have an amazing team of business professionals and business owners as well. And we have just created such an amazing community that I'm just so proud, to say I did this. And so with all that being said, I just wanted to invite all of you, if you're listening to this today, listen, I'm Erin. I have been through a lot. I have endured a lot of pain throughout my life and still to this day, still struggle just in life. And I'm always in my head and I'm always thinking about things that no one else is thinking about, criticizing myself and being so critical of myself that no one else is even. I say things to Casey all the time. And he's like, Erin, no one's looking at that. No one's thinking about that. People think that you're amazing. And I do hear that all of the time. But the reality is when you just go through things in life, you naturally just feel just sometimes I don't know, you have a hard time moving forward. So if you are listening to this podcast, you're listening to this episode, and you've had a hard time moving forward in life, just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Definitely follow your dreams. You can have anything that you want in life. You just got to work hard for it. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. That is so important, especially as a woman, because we have hormones that just, oh my goodness, I'm going through perimenopause. So stress and Hormones and all of those things will kill you if you don't take care of yourself. So that's my point there. So definitely take care of yourself, but then reach out for help. You don't have to do life alone ever. If you need support in any aspect of your life, I ask that you reach out to us and reach out to me in specific. I would love to sit beside you, hold your hand and support you wherever you are. You are not alone in any journey that you're going through. Everyone has a different journey. Everyone goes through different struggles, but the reality is we all go through them. So you are not alone in this. Thank you for listening and supporting us. Please like, share, subscribe, share this with your friends, comment, send us messages, hit us up on social media, just whatever. Just reach out to us. Let us know if this podcast is hitting you where you need it to hit you. If you need more, if you want us to talk about different topics that we haven't hit on, please send those to us. There is a lot more to come.